Hey guys. Okay. So in the last episode, we went over everything that we need to do to pretty much finish off the station. And one of the things, that I said we needed to do was build this pulse generator. Now, this is probably the most complicated chunk of redstone that we're gonna build in this station. It's pretty hard to understand unless you build one. So I encourage you, if you're not already building along with me, to try and build one of these to figure out how it works and get a feel for what it's like and what it does exactly. So for the time being, I'm going to place a pressure plate right here. So a skeleton right there. I'm going to place a pressure plate right here, and this is going to be just like an example of the pressure plate that we're going to use here. I mean, later on we'll hook it up like normal, and you'll be able to see. It'll be completely automated, but for right now, I just want to use that pressure plate to test out everything. So, let me get out of here. Okay. So this pressure plate is just going to be to make sure that our pulse generator is working properly like we need it to. So when we're building this, it's very important how I build it. You do not want to you just build it exactly like I'm building it. Okay. Here and there. So where is my cobblestone? Okay. Put that there. I'm going to put a torch here. A line of redstone. Another one here. A torch to the side. 2 lines of redstone. Another torch. Line of redstone. And then what goes right here is a torch, and I'm going to build it a little bit differently. I'm going to put the torch on top. You can find the schematic on the wiki. And you can do it yourself. We need to use if you're gonna go on to the MineWiki, Minepedia, or whatever it's called. Make sure you're using the B prime schematic. Don't use the A or the B schematic. Use the B prime schematic. And then we're gonna tear this down in a second so that we can put it deeper in the ground. I don't want it right here. We're also going to move it up one because I don't want it to, when we put it in the ground, I don't want it to interfere with the line we have here coming from the button, from the power in from the button. So I just want to show you guys how this works. So now I'm going to create my line going to the memory cell, because remember in the last episode I said that this pulse generator only generates a pulse. It does not generate a lengthy signal. So in order to capture that, we actually need to reset this line. Okay. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Why aren't you resetting? What's feeding you power? Absolutely nothing. There's probably no wire on the other side. Probably accidentally broke a wire. Yeah, there's no wire on top. Let's see if I can. Yeah, cool. Okay. So we need to reset this. And okay. So in order to illustrate this, I want you to remember which side of the cell is powered. In this case, it would be the A side of the cell, the reset side. So it's completely reset. When we get on the pulse generator, it shouldn't change. It should stay reset. And then when we get off of the pulse generator is when the magic should happen. So, and by the way, this B prime schematic, you could increase its length infinitely, because it follows a pattern here. You would just keep adding these straight inverters. You would just keep adding straight inverters down until you get the length you want. And what increasing the length does is it increases the length of the pulse. But for our purposes, we only need a pulse that's about this long. So play around with it if you want to try to understand what I just said, but otherwise it doesn't really matter. Okay, so remember what I said. Once we get on the plate, it should not change. The state of the memory cells should not change. It's when we get off of the plate is when the state should change. So if I did everything correctly, should be able to stand on this. Okay. I know you can't see it. I know you can't see it, but I want you to look by the sign. You see how the line is powered right now. That line is coming from the reset side, and later in a second I'll go up to that sign and you can see for yourself. That sign says reset. I think it's reset in, and that's from the reset side. So right now we're on the plate. We're on the plate, and that the reset side is currently powered. That's what we want. Okay. Now it's when we get off of the plate is when we want the powered side to be powered. So let's get off of the plate. And you saw the torch blink, and now the powered side is powered. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so let's go up to the sign and see how the sign says reset in, like I said. So let's do that one more time in case you missed it. This wire right here that I'm standing on top of will be powered when I stand on the plate. Okay. It's all reset. Stand on the plate. And notice how the line is powered right now, and it's going to stay powered. Just stare at that piece of wire right there. See how it's still powered? Even though I'm standing on the plate, it's still powered. I get off of the plate. Torch blinks long enough for it to be captured in our memory cell, and it's perfect. Our powered side is powered. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so I've got about 3 minutes. I'm going to quickly tear this down. Right, so we know that that's working. What we want to do is we want to actually move this up one. And then we're going to build it into the ground. So remember how I built it. It's not that hard. It's really easy to build. It's the actual concept that is tricky. So instead of here, we want our torch to be here. So let's place that first. Go into the wall, and then we want to go up one more, and then here is where we're splitting. So one. Oh, right, we're building into the ground. Excuse me. Forgot about that. And I think I'm only going to build one into the ground. One level deep. No, we better make it two, just to be safe. And if we make it two, we can always put glass over it, so that's a good thing. Okay, so now it's too deep. Okay, so now we can make our pulse generator. So how much time I got? A minute-ish. So remember how I built it? I'm going to build it real quick. Okay, so here's where it splits. Put a torch here. Okay, there. There. Another torch here. And a line going there. Okay, perfect. So now we've got our pulse generator, and then what we're going to do, can I build there? I cannot build there. Okay. So I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm just going to bring the line up here. And if you'll notice, I'm running very low on redstone, so dangerously low, so we're going to have to be... Well, we're going to have to get lucky with our wiring. I'll probably just go grab some more. So the thing is, you guys don't know, but it's actually a really long trip to get to this location that I'm building at. It's kind of annoying. Okay. Alright, so there's our pulse generator. We can go ahead and put down the stone button again just to make sure it's working. Okay. And look at this wire right here. Keep your eye on that wire. And I'm not even sure you're going to be able to see it, but here we go. Standing on it. Okay, we're on the button. See that wire? You can even see inside the memory cell now that we've taken out all that crap. But that wire too, and when I get off of it, blinks, and the other side is good. Good as new. Okay, perfect. So that's working like we needed to. So in the next episode, we'll hook this device up to our actual button up there, and then we'll get the reset line going in there, and we'll be good. All right. I'll see you guys in the next episode.